guys, welcome back to Approved or Not.
Not.
Yeah, today we spun and got wizards, and the
So
subclass
we
we
are
got.
looking at Valda Spire of Secrets. Let's make sure that's mentioned.
Yep, Valda Spire Secrets, which again,
All right.
for how
Uh
cheap this book is, honestly, like highly recommend getting it. Again, this is not sponsored. Uh, but yeah, no, it just comes with so much content. I'm just trying to give them a little shout out.
oh. All
So
right. So
we have
we are looking at the Familiar Master to start off.
which is I'm guessing has something to do with Find Familiar. If I only had to take a guess, a
Learning.
query.
Beginning when you choose this arcane edition at second level, you always have the Find Familiar spell prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you prepare.
Of course.
Additionally, you can cast a spell as an action without expending material components.
Okay, so you can
When you choose your Familiar's creature type, you can choose Aberration, Construct, Elemental, or Undead in addition to the normal options for the spell.
okay, hold on. I don't know how many that actually adds because doesn't Find Familiar have a
It doesn't
specific?
add any. It doesn't add any.
Does it,
So,
does it
Find
not?
Familiar specifically says you can have your Familiar be either Fey or Celestial. That's, sorry, I actually scrolled. That's what they're talking about.
Well, no, I'm more talking about because doesn't Find Familiar have a CR limit? Isn't it like CR 0?
No. Find Familiar is very specific creatures. It has a creature list.
Okay, so
There. So let me. Okay, here. Let me just give you a
yeah, I was
second
gonna
to
say
show you
like,
something.
wait, how does that not add any? Because it says like adding.
It doesn't.
Like,
That's not the point. So here, let me show you. Let me show you. Uh, appearing as it is a. This is what it's classified as.
oh, I did not know that about that. Huh.
Yep.
So okay, so does that mean that Find Familiars in general just aren't? You cannot dominate beasts, for example, because
Uh,
it would be counted as a Fey or whatever one they would choose.
honestly, yeah. That
I did
well,
not. I did not know that.
uh, gets a little weird at that point.
I was gonna
I
say,
believe they have it in addition to their other type. Oh, it says instead of a beast. No, it says instead of a beast. Yeah, then yeah, no, you cannot. You're
I
correct.
did not know that about Find Familiar. That is interesting to note. Okay, so
But this one gives you more options.
yeah, this one gives you more
But I will be
options.
honest, the options barely ever matter. So
I mean, if a cleric could technically kill their own familiar if they use turn undead, which is actually a very funny thing to have happen.
anyways, this is more interesting. Beginning when you choose this arcane edition at second level, you always have the Find Familiar spell prepared. It doesn't count against supposed to prepare. Wait, oh, no, sorry.
Oh, you read
This one.
that right.
This one's the one.
Oh,
Arcane. You
hey,
can use
extra
an
spell.
action and expend a spell slot to transform your familiar. When you do, choose a beast with a challenge rating equal to or lower than half the level of the spell slot expended. And your familiar takes on the beast's experience and statistics, except for the key secret types. During this time, your familiar can attack on its turn. The transformation lasts for 10 minutes, after which time you can choose which animal form it takes from those made available by the spell.
So okay, so basically you're
So this
making
is
your
Beastmaster Wizard.
Beastmaster. I sort of, yeah. I would say it's very similar. I was gonna say giving your familiars wild shape to a certain extent.
I mean, kind of, yeah, I will say.
So the CR limit
On
is
one
half
hand, these
of.
guys aren't going to be very strong, especially later on into the game. But on the second hand, and this is the important thing, it costs you nothing to summon them now.
Yeah. Okay.
As a reminder, Find Familiar is Ritual Spell.
And it doesn't go away. The
Yep.
duration's only 10 minutes, but you could always have. Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting
It
so
just
far.
it spells what to get it. So,
Yeah, the spell
but
slot to
then,
get it.
let's see what Servitor's gift is. Starting at 6th level, while you have a familiar, you gain the benefits based on its current form. You continue to gain the benefits when your familiar is transformed by your Arcane Evolution feature.
So we get
Uh,
bonuses depending on what feature we choose. Okay.
yes.
So
Bat, you can use a bonus action on your turn to gain Blind Sight out to a distance of 15 feet while you are not deafened.
Okay, but
When
where's the duration on that?
I'm gonna assume because it says on your turn that it is your turn.
Oh, I see. Okay.
When you land after jumping or falling, you can use your reaction to reduce the falling damage to 0.
Okay.
While you aren't wearing armor, your AC equals 12 plus your Dex modifier.
Okay, so basically a pinch worse mage armor.
Your jump distances are tripled.
Not huge about that one, but I mean, it makes sense, but I'm not huge on it.
You have advantage on wisdom checks that rely on sight.
Cool.
You have resistance to poison damage.
Handy.
While you are grappled, you can use a bonus action to attempt to escape. When your hands bonus equals your tug modifier minus 1. Okay.
Okay.
Dark vision of 50 to 30 feet.
Okay.
When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you deal an extra 1d4 poison damage. You have a swim speed of 30 feet, and the length of time you can hold your breath is doubled.
Cool.
You've got advantage on save those you make to avoid or end disease or the poison condition on yourself.
Neat.
You add your proficiency bonus to death saves, and you know the
Powerful.
spare the dying cantrip. You add your proficiency bonus to ability checks you make to control a creature as a mount. And you count as one size smaller than you are for the purpose of turn creatures you can use as a mount.
So wait, isn't the only ability check you have to use for on a mount just animal handling, and isn't it athletics to make sure you stay stable on a mount?
Rules is written. I'm pretty sure. Give me a second, because I may have been running things wrong all along. But rules is written. I'm pretty sure. Barning is on saddles. Once a saddle, you can enter much change control kind of vehicle. Road, mounts. On hold on. Oh, this is not what I'm
Advantage
looking
on a
for.
check. It said advantage on a check that while riding a
I
mount.
I know. My issue here is that with the rules of mounts in game, is it riding horse? Maybe a little riding horse maybe explains it a bit better.
Oh, maybe.
But yes, no, it
No.
doesn't. With the rules as mounts in games, there is no checks tied to this.
Oh.
That's why I'm confused. But I guess if the DM decides there's a check, you can do the check.
Maybe. Let's see.
Spire, you get a climb speed.
Cool.
Squeezing doesn't require extra movement for you. You can stand up from prone by spending 5 feet of your movement.
That one. Okay. All these are fine.
They're okay.
Yeah. No. There's nothing like
Starting at
screaming
10th
at me.
level, you can use your bonus action to grant your familiar with the number of temporary hit points equal to twice the level in this class. When you do, you can also change the most creature and what form it takes in the. Well, it's easy. You must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again.
I mean, that's nice. It's nice for the simple fact of a base familiar only has
Has
one
very low
HP.
HP. At 14th level, while you have a familiar, you gain benefits based on its creature type. If it's an aberration, when you cast a spell that deals damage, you can choose to change the damage type to psychic, in addition to you have risen psychic damage. When you
Cool.
expend a spell slot to cast a spell or use your arcane evolution feature, you can choose a creature within 30 feet to regain hit points equal to your intelligence modifier plus the level of spell slot spent in addition resistance to radiant damage. Critical hits made against you with non-magical attacks become normal hits. In addition, you gain a +1 bonus to your AC. When you
Okay.
cast a spell that deals damage, you can choose to change its damage type to any of these. When you spend a spell slot to cast a spell or use your arcane evolution feature, you can teleport a number of feet equal to. When you spend a spell slot to cast a spell or use your arcane evolution feature, you can choose a creature within 30 feet of you and deal fire undead. When you cast a spell that deals damage, you can choose a. So,
I think this is
I will say
neat.
this.
It's a neat idea.
This subclass is boring. I hate to say it. It is. It's approved. If you want to play it, prove me wrong, go ahead. But it's approved. But it's super boring.
I think it's. I'll give it this. It is a clever of an idea to like expand how Find Familiar works. Like you gain benefits with whatever
I
form
think
you
the issue
choose.
is exactly what we were predicting the issue would be. if I'm not using Find Familiar,
Right.
There's
or
no
more
point
specifically,
in this class.
but no, more important than that. More important than that. So, because let's be real here, first off. Nothing you can summon with this feature is ever going to have enough HP to last in a late game fight.
No, not at all.
That's just true. The best you can get is a CR4.
And you're using a 9th level spell slot for that.
Correct.
Well, 8th or 9th, but still. That is.
And the best you can
Oh
do
my
temporary
God.
hit point wise is 40, which is okay. But by that point, you're 20th level.
Right.
Anything you summon with this subclass, it's not going to last very long.
Yeah.
And as soon as you lose your familiar, unless you're going to use your action to immediately cast it, which is your action out of the game, it's action, summon familiar, that's all you get to do. It's dead
Right.
again. You're
Here's a.
yeah.
I think this is a clever concept, but I feel like it should have cooked a little more.
It's
I
underpowered.
was
Yeah.
I was hoping this would be better.
But let's see. Maybe the next thing, the
The
magic missile mage.
Which- Yeah, I saw that one. I'm like, okay. What do we
All
got?
right. So second level, you get magic missile.
Of course.
Yes.
You fire an additional dart whenever you cast this spell.
Okay.
The additional number of missiles increases by 1 at 6th level. Oh, 10th level and 14th level.
Okay. So at 14th level, magic missile instead of 3 darts, it's 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And your missiles
Your
bypass.
bypass any effects such as the shield spell that specifically blocks or reflects the magic missile spell.
Huh.
Can you do me a favor, Ross?
What?
Give me the average damage of 7 magic missiles.
Oh, 7 magic missiles specifically. Okay. So.
Or sorry, yeah. The average damage of 7 magic missiles. So every time I cast a spell,
So yeah, every time you
what is
cast
the average damage I'm getting?
So, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 divided by 4. That's not right. Oh, I did plus. Oops. Divided by 4. What? Wait, it doesn't. Hold on.
What is it?
That does not make any sense. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 divided by 4 should not be set. Oh, is it doing the. Hold on, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4.
Ross, you know what you
equals
can just do? You can just Google
divided
average
by 4.
of.
There you go. That's fine, I got it. 2.5, so 2.5 times 7, which is 17.5, but we also have to include the magic missile has the extra, no matter what, guaranteed 1 damage, so that's,
Correct.
would that would just be plus 7, because it's like plus 1 per
Yeah,
each missile.
Correct, yes.
So
The average roll is 17 and a half.
So 24.5.
What?
So for a first level spell damage,
By the time you're 14th
20
level, will be 24.5.
24 damage. That's guaranteed. That is a guarantee is my
Guaranteed
issue here.
specifically because of the extra ability.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
I
I
think we hold
think
off
it's
so far.
still I think it's okay. I think it's okay as long as the rest isn't crazy. I think
Yeah.
it's okay.
Hold off. Let's see. We get more.
You can cast this spell at its lowest level without using a spell slot. Oh, you can use this ability every time with your intelligence modifier.
That's how many the
Beginning
free
at 14th level, you can use this ability an unlimited number of times.
Well,
That's
okay then.
So you're now getting an average of 24 damage for what is basically a cantrip. Give me the average damage of most cantrips, please.
The average damage, which I think most cantrips do D8s for the most part.
Yeah, let's be generous and say D8.
Okay, so the average for 48, because we're at that, it would be actually no D17th level. No, at 14th level would be 3D. It'd be 3D8.
Okay.
38. It'd be
I don't even
Four
think it can
point
hit 24.
4.5 times 3. 13.5.
That's. Ooh boy, no.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
at this point, we're reading the rest of this for fun. Ross,
Unless we're missing something. Yeah, that.
it goes through
Wow.
shield.
Yeah, wow. If we were to add
There's
this,
no
remove
roll,
shield.
no
Remove that
save.
shield. No.
Yeah, at this point, we're reading the rest of this for fun.
Jesus.
Starting at 6th level, you can cast magic missiles type around you, creating a deadly aegis from your foes. You gain a bonus to your armor class equal to the number of missiles orbiting you, which begins as the number of missiles fired up to a maximum bonus of +6. When you hustle your within 5 feet, single missile strikes it, dealing damage as normal and decreasing the number of magic missiles orbiting. Additionally, when you cast magic, you can add all the missiles, decrease the missile orbiting you by number used.
So, okay, hold
Once
on.
you use this ability, you can't use it until you finish short or long rest. This is okay.
So, okay, if I'm understanding this right, if you cast magic missile, but don't
You
pick
can
a
add
target,
all of these. No. It's the other way around. When you cast magic missiles, you can add the ones this ability summoned to your casting.
but I'm talking about how to get them like initially rotating around you.
That you use this ability.
Oh. I thought it was just
you
from
can
casting
cast
magic missile.
missiles in a tight orbit around you.
Okay.
So action, I'm using shield of missile,
I see. Okay.
and I'm spending at 6th level, I'll spend a 1st level spell slot. At 14th level, I ain't spending a spell slot. Ugh. It's okay, but 10th level, you've learned how to use magic missiles to overcome your most powerful fellow wizards. When you see a creature within 6 feet casting a spell, you use your action to cast magic missiles. With all missiles targeting that creature, the creature must make a single Constitution saving throw as a result of the total damage dealt to the maintained while casting a spell. Even if the spell wouldn't normally require concentration, the spell fails and has no effect if the creature loses concentration. Your missile seeks out targets that would otherwise somehow escape them. They grant you the following benefits. The range of the spell increases to 500 feet. You can target creatures you can't see within range as long as you can hear the creature and there's a path within range for you. You can't be countered, but when you cast your missiles penetrate constructs such as those created by spell walls or the force tiny hut and resilient sphere. Yeah.
Okay.
Ross,
Wow. Yeah.
we have had
no.
such a good streak of this book. We have.
Yeah. Wow. Can we send this to Kiri? Like, holy shit, this is.
Maybe, but I don't think he's going to see it the same way we do. But either way, you're free to send it to anyone you want. But I will say,
I just put it
this
as
is
banned.
banned.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
this is
that
banned.
is what the fuck.
Well,
I like Magic Missile. Don't get me wrong. Is it a little underpowered? Maybe. This is too much.
Yeah, this definitely puts it in overpowered territory. That's for sure.
For my changes specifically to this, remove the ability to go through shield. I
Ooh, that would be
understand for
smart.
your main class ability, it sucks to have your main spell be blocked, but especially if you're adding more bolts and making it to where you can cast magic missile for free at the lowest level.
Oh yeah, no, this is a choice. All right, well,
wow, holy shit, that.
I want to point out our first one was super underwhelming. Our second one was pretty overpowered. Next up, we were looking at the Mystic Savant.
I hope this is better. I hope. Well, not better than the last one, but it's like more balanced. That is.
Oh, we're Battle Master Wizard.
Battle Master Wizard?
Arcane Strategist. When beginning, you choose Arcane Tradition. At 2nd level, you learn stratagems that are fueled by a special dice called Battle Dice. They go up every level. They go up at these levels, as you can see.
Okay. So
that's interesting that they're 2d6, 2d8, 3d8, 3d10, and 4d10.
Okay.
So they do what they do. Once per turn, you can spend a battle dice to use a stratagem of your choice. Opportunities at the end of the subclass description. So we'll get to those we should probably look at them now.
Them at the end. You learn 2 stratagems. Yeah.
I think we should read them now. They're too important to not know what they do.
Okay. Oh, they're right there. Okay.
Arcane Warding. When you cast a spell of 1st level or higher. So, once per turn. So all these use once per turn.
Once per turn.
You can expend and roll 1 battle die as a bonus action to gain temporary hit points equal to the level of spell expended to cast a spell, plus result of battle die. You lose any temporary points gained from the stratagem after 10 minutes. Okay.
That's neat.
When you were a creature, you can see within 30 seconds damage from a spell. You can use your reaction to expend a battle dice to reduce the damage taken by the roll of the battle. Okay, yep, I know that one.
Yep. Okay.
When you make an intelligence or wisdom check, you can spend a battle dice. You can choose to use it to add it to the check. Usual statements. These are okay.
So specifically for checks, that means that you can use one of these battle dice for counterspell and dispel magic checks. I just want to break
True
that.
enough, yes. You can use a bonus action to expend a battle die to give counsel to a creature that can hear you within 30 feet of you. Once in the next, when a creature makes saving spell, it can choose to roll the battle die and add the result to its saving throw. So it's basically inspiration.
Yeah, basically bardic.
When you make a saving throw against a spell or other magical effect, you can use your reaction to expend and roll one battle die to add its result to the saving throw. You can choose to use the stratagem after the saving throw is rolled, but before the GM says whether the result was a success or failure.
Okay.
When you roll damage for a spell you cast, you can expend a battle die as a bonus action. When you do, you can reroll a number of damage. This is boring.
Okay.
When you make a spell attack roll against a creature, you can spend one battle die to add it to the roll as a bonus action. You can use this roll. This is okay. When you make an ability check to determine initiative, you can spend a. Let me guess. Spend the battle die, roll it, add to the initiative. I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yeah.
It's all expend battle die, roll it, add it to thing.
I mean that's what a lot of battle master ones are.
They have stuff that's like, but they do other things.
Yeah,
Knock
no.
prone, give disadvantage.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that's the only thing they do, but you got to admit a lot of them tend to do that.
They do that on top of other things.
Right.
When you deal damage to a creature, you can use your bonus action to choose another creature and they expend and roll. That chosen creature level slot plus the. Okay, yep, I get the idea.
Okay.
That you can see the same throw against the spell you cast first level high. You can use a bonus action to roll takes damage, force damage equal to level plus cast. Okay. To add to a creature conjuring a spell, you can use your bonus action to expend one. If a creature wants right, yep, I understand. Okay, so they can give some based on concentration.
And then the last one.
And when you make a save that maintain concentration on a spell, you can spend it to add the result. Yes.
So, wait, what's the unbreakable constitution? And wasn't there one that allows us to add the die to our saving throws in general?
That's a good point.
Uh.
A spell or other magical effect.
Okay.
Concentration would not be that.
I see. Okay.
They're okay, but eh.
It's options. It's options. We gain
You gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice.
extra proficiency. Cool.
You can use your bonus action to exchange spells you have prepared for another of the same or lower in your spells book. Okay.
That's just
That's
that
a
one
feat. We have.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a third-party feat, so.
Yeah, third party, but still. You can use your action to
by the creature's spellcasting ability check. Just the spellcasting ability rolls a d20 instead. If you succeed, you learn how spellcasting innate and whether the creature can cast spells of higher levels, regardless of whether the target succeeds or fails. It knows you. You can.
So.
This ability sucks, and I'm going to explain why in a scenario.
Hold on. If
All
I'm
right.
understanding this correctly, we just look at a person and be like, are you a caster?
Okay, Ross. Try and give me a scenario where you use this ability.
Well, am I right with that ability? Like, where I had to...
Kind of, yes, but there's a bit more to it. So give me a scenario where you'd want to use this ability.
Specifically in a campaign where, let's say, because...
We're not looking for a campaign, just a scenario.
Okay. The city has an outright ban on spells of magic or magic of any kind. Anyone caught using magic will be basically killed on sight.
And you are doing this because why is your player character doing it? You can't come up with a reason, Ross. I need to come up with a reason so I can explain why this ability sucks.
Right. I am going to be paid handsomely, mind you, by the guard who are looking for people who can cast spells to kill them.
Okay. So let's run a scenario, okay? You're doing that, which is, by the way, really messed up because, as a reminder, you would also be one of these outlaws.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's fine for this scenario. All right. You see a gentleman at the bar. He looks like he might be a wizard based on the insight roll you just made.
I would like to... Yeah, I keep on looking at him from like another table away.
And you're going to use your action to appraise?
Yeah, I am going to appraise their spell power.
Alright, roll initiative.
Why initiative?
Because, regardless of whether the target succeeds or fails, it knows you have assessed its magical capabilities.
Yeah, wait, why would
Excuse
you
me.
ever use this ability?
See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? The only ideal time would use it in a fight, but that's using your action to find out something that I'm going to be honest. You're going to find out when that thing takes its turn. So you have
Mhm.
two choices. Use your action to find out if the thing can cast a spell, or wait until it takes its turn, in which it will either A, cast a spell, or B, not cast a spell. Admittedly, there are chances where it can cast spells that it won't cast spells.
I guess.
But seriously, in this scenario, like what? Great. You tell them that I tell you as DM, yeah, that guy can cast 9th level power word kill. This city, it's illegal to use magic. You just found that he could use magic. Yeah, roll initiative. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Like
Yeah, no, that. Okay, the only scenario where I could think of it being used, and this is just like a joke, like, oh, this is being mean. I could use this on a party member, be like, huh, my magic is stronger than yours, or something dumb like that.
if you're doing that, you're using it on a multi-classer, half caster, quarter caster, or no caster.
Right.
And
Yeah,
actually, no, it gets weird. It gets weird when you add multi-class. So the point is, this is stupid. This is
I
a bad
agree.
ability. It's so. That's a shame. This is our 10th level ability too.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
At
you're
least,
going
at
far
least
for
it's not a
this.
bad capstone. At least it's not capstone this time.
All right, well let's take a look at the capstone. You can use a bonus action and expend a spell slot to regain a number of your expended battle dice up to the level of the spell slot expended. When you do so, choose a stratagem you know and replace it with a different
This should be level
stratagem.
10.
Frost, do you know what I'm about to say?
Approved without doubt, and I agree. Holy shit.
Approve without thought.
Yeah, no,
Like,
okay.
I'll be honest, even though I found the actual stratagem super boring, it was promising, because it's like, okay, it's boring, but these are all practical.
I was gonna say you, and also you like Battlemaster, so
Yes.
like a subclass of a Battlemaster like ability.
My issue
Pretty
is,
cool.
I do. I with Battlemaster, I like there's a lot of variety in what you do,
Right.
and this doesn't have that. But
Yeah, no.
even beyond that, I'm like, okay, this is boring but practical. But then we get to that 10th level ability, and I'm like, really? Really? Yeah, no. This is Wizards
Then
not
that
been
capstone-
Wizards not been great so far.
Sadly, yeah. But hey, maybe the Chronomancy Wizard, which has another.
Oh, we're
different-
getting confusing because there's another Chronomancy that I'm actually pretty sure is pretty official.
Because it's
I actually want to check.
it's
Critical
critical
role.
I know it's Critical Role, but like there's an official Critical Role. I don't know if it's the official one or not, for the official book or not. Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, which is the official one.
I will say this is the School of Chronomancy versus the
So
other
yeah,
one, and they're all,
they're Chronergy. They're Chronergy, but it's all School of. That's what they're called. So let's take a look at Chronomancy and see how it differs from Chronergy.
which right there are tags for spells that are Chronomancy, because I see that first one, which is
Yeah,
the Savant. You know what this
tag
does.
with the to add additional blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's the standard.
I'm going to also. I would say as a DM, I would apply this to any stuff in Explorers to Wildmount that covers under it. I assume they do too.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they wouldn't because anyways, you can abate time when you cast a spell first level or higher that has a cast. You can expend another spell slot of the same level to change the cast to a bonus action.
Oh.
You can use this number of times its modifier. Okay, I'm gonna make a thing.
That's a.
If we're already tying it, if we're already tying it to our intelligence modifier, so a maximum of 5, without like obviously something to change that.
Right.
Why the hell are we also tying it to spell slots?
Yeah, that's very pricey. Because if you think about it like this, I mean,
Mhm.
it's just, if you didn't have the intelligence modifier times per day thing, this is exactly the same price as it would be for a clicking spell. So you
Yeah,
sacrifice the
let's.
first level spell slot specifically.
All right, yeah. So let's keep going.
So far, not exactly. I mean, bonus action
Uh,
spells are great, but so far not
but yeah,
crazy.
this is too expensive.
It's pretty expensive.
By 6th level, you can enter a state of heightened focus as an action, allowing you to perform certain tasks 5 times faster than normal.
Okay.
While you concentrate on them like a spell, they must wait. Such as research, translation, or content, it must be tasks you can complete alone. Others can't understand your speech or meaningfully help. Increase speed. Furthermore, attend to cast a spell from 10 feet. What?
So this is
Wait,
like
why
for
do I want to do this? So
okay.
I can do research 5 times faster than normal for
I
6th level.
I think what you can do with this, unless I'm misunderstanding how this works, is either making a scroll or scribing a spell into your spell book. You can as long as you're focusing and concentrating on getting this done, it'll be 5 times faster. I think.
It's an hour long. I can't. Here's the thing, Ross. By 6th level, I can't think of a scenario where I would have enough time. I would have where I would have. I can't think of a scenario where I would do this. I'm gonna be honest. Where I would use this. It's 6th level of the game. We're
Well, you
gonna
can
keep
perform a
going.
ritual faster, 5 times faster if you concentrate. So,
No, you can't. Attempting to cast a spell perform or further easily returns you to the normal flow of time.
oh, shit. I'm sure there's
Move
something we're
further
probably
than
not
10
thinking
feet
about.
from where you. It's not that there aren't things that's useful. It's that this is it. This is all I get.
Yeah, wow. This
We've talked about this being all you get.
is it sad that this is becoming more disappointing than the rogues so
Rogues were
far?
fine. Clerics were the ones that
Oh,
we had issues with.
clerics.
All right, 10th level. We've
Lag,
gotten nothing for 10 levels. Give us something.
lag
When
spell.
you cast a spell, you can delay its effects for 1, 2, or 3 turns. When the spell touches number of rounds to delay the spell, and you roll and you roll you can spell target. You can resolve when the spell triggers. Rounds. One short spell that requires concentration until 2 seconds. If any condition change between casting and when the spell takes place, the spell impulse. The spell once uses this ability, you can't. This ability sucks.
What does this do?
So, all right, Ross, I will explain what it does. We'll go to
Scenario
the
time.
yeah. So, all right. So the enemy in front of you is a chronomancy wizard,
Okay.
and they're going to cast fireball, and they
I have.
put their hand
Oh.
and they put their hands down, cast fireball in your area, but they're going to cast it later,
Delayed blast fireball?
basically. But fireball's a bad example. That's my point, Ross. That's what it does. It delays spells. If
Does
you
it
would,
gain any benefits for delaying a casting of spells?
nope.
There's also a literal spell called delayed blast
I know.
fireball.
That's why fireball was a
That's
bad
why I said it.
example.
Yeah,
That's why fireball was a
wait.
bad example.
Okay, if you're not getting any benefits for holding the spell, then why hold it?
I guess in a scenario where you can't cast the spell on the specific turn you need to.
Or okay, maybe it's a scenario where you see a bunch of enemies, like let's say.
Okay, no, I know what it's for.
What?
But I don't think the spells that you'd want to use this for even are gotten by wizards. I mean,
What are you
maybe.
thinking?
So look at the bless. An issue that has come up in games I've played with the spell bless is that they want to put it on every ally in their party, but when they want to cast it, the ally they want to hit it on is too far away. That's what it's for.
I honestly, that's something very similar to the scenario where I was about to bring up with fireball.
Mhm.
Getting enemies
Your
in like
allies
the right
get out of the way.
position. Yeah, which.
But here, the issue, Ross, is, as far as I can tell, any effects on the spell's target and incentives are resolved. Oh yeah, saving throws are resolved when the spell triggers at the start of your turn after the.
What?
You don't. Hmm. This is weird. I don't know how to say it. Also,
What's for short or long rest? I'll be honest. This sounds like such a nothing feature that I would have given this a level 2.
I would honestly, yeah. All
Like,
right, 14th level. This subclass has. Well, I'm just gonna be honest.
been shit. This might be the worst subclass we've seen.
So 14th level, you must power turn back time. Whenever you finish a long rest, you are actually beginning your second attempt at the day's event. Oh boy, you're covered by a temporal shadow, and echo your first, which you follow perfectly in order to repeat the day's events. Acting on your foreknowledge destroys your temporal shadow until you finish a long rest, but allows you to use one of the following abilities. I will just say that flavor text for how this ability is supposed to be function is awful. Like, I haven't even read what you actually does.
So is the flavor text just you're following
It's basically
future self?
no. You are the future self. You're in a Groundhog Day loop. So basically, your character lives every day twice, which means in roleplay, your character knows everything.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ugh.
And so, until it allows you to use acting on your foreknowledge destroys your temporal shadow until you finish long rest, but allows you to use one of the following abilities,
So
which again,
specifically
once
acting
per
on it.
day. Yeah, once per day, you can gain an advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you make. You can cause one attack roll that doesn't have an advantage to miss you. You can act on the knowledge of one thing that you should have known before the end of the day, such as the answer to a riddle to locate. Wow, this is both overpowered and underpowered at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
So basically, it's like, DM, tell me the answer. Tell me what to do here, DM. Or, no! I'm gonna be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is a weird thing, because I'll be honest, the rest of it would be banned without thought. But that 14th level ability,
Or banned
I
without
don't.
thought?
Sorry, allowed without thought. The rest of it would have been allowed without thought. But that 14th level ability.
Is all the shit that we just rummaged through, is it all to compensate for this last ability?
Here is the issue. There is no scenario where I, as a DM, would ever allow that last ability, even in that limited capacity. Which means, yeah, this is banned without thought. I want to be clear, Ross. I am telling you right now. There are wiggle rooms when I've banned stuff in the past. I'm like, you can convince me. Just tell me the answer, DM. And the utterly asshole RP that this subclass encourages. No, this is banned.
I'm literally adding a specific note of the ban. It ban, but is really bad, but one ability is too strong.
It's not even strong. It's just bad. Like, to be clear, it's just bad. Getting to do this once per day isn't good.
Oh
But
my
what
goodness.
it does is so bad. It doesn't matter that it's not good.
We've had way too many safe subclasses, plebes. We've had way too many of them.
How many do we even have left?
We got 2.
That's not a good sign.
We got
gastronomy. Well, that's cooking.
and then
sleeping.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's hope
Let's see.
for better.
Let's hope that they cooked on this one at least a little more.
I mean, it is
second level,
the
you get
subclass.
proficiency with cooking utensils and have advantage on ability checks you make to cook or prepare ingredients.
Cool.
Additionally, you can cast a spell, create food with a. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Once for long rest. Yep.
When you cast a spell, this feature, the resultant food is a mouth-watering meal of your choosing.
Cool.
When you finish it, you can prepare a meal using monsters that you and your allies have slain. The meal uses the.
Okay.
I get it. This is delicious in dungeon. It was like a couple years back. It was the anime sensation.
Oh, okay.
There are other things anime might be referencing, but I think delicious dungeon makes more sense with the flavor they have here. Of a creature as an ingredient which must have died within the last one or been preserved by an corpse. You can't use this ability with your corpse. So human or undead creatures. The meal contains enough food for a number of creatures within your touches modifier. The food spoils. Sure, partakes in this meal at the end of the short rest. It rolls a number of d6s equal to the ingredient's challenge rating. And gains separate equal to the total roll. Additionally, if the ingredient creature had immunity to damage type, you can choose for the meal to resistance to one such damage type. Hey, this is actually a solid ability.
That's pretty. So okay, so we kill. Let's say we
All right,
kill.
Ross. Instead of saying "let's say we kill," you know what it's time for? A scenario.
Another scenario.
time.
All right. Okay, so it can't be. Okay, so that's the last of the dire wolves dead. Clarissa,
I have a hungry look in my eye.
gentle repose.
I have a hungry look in my eye.
All right. Are you guys? Oh, you guys want to go for short rest?
Yeah, but first, I would like to.
It's when you finish a short or long rest that you use.
Oh, it's specifically during a short rest. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's short or long rest, yeah.
Yes, we would like the short rest, and yeah, I look at that dire wolf. I can make a meal out of that. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. Dire wolf. All right. So dire wolves are a CR.
They're CR2, aren't they?
They are CR1.
CR1, my bad.
It is. What is it? It's
So it's D6 is challenge rating. A D6 for CRs. So, okay, so it's only 1d6.
1d6 and lower again. Wait, are you sure? When a creature participates, it rolls a number equal to the ingredient's creature's challenge rating. Of
Because
1/2 and lower.
Yeah.
It says 1d6 for creatures of 1/2 and lower.
Right, but then it says before
Yeah.
a number of d6 is equal to the challenge.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you're right. I'm gonna say you're right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, roll the d6, please.
Yep. Let me get my d6 out. Bippity boppity. Where's my dice box?
And because yes, because of the fact this didn't come up in the fight. This didn't come up in the fight because you guys didn't use any fire spells.
Fire.
But
resistant to fire?
They were immune to fire. Yes.
Oh, immune.
Right, your ability only works on immune.
Oh, it only works on immune. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They were immune to fire because of this forest connection to the elemental plane of fire. Which, actually, I would have said for some reason, but we're going to say I said because of that reason. Anyways, so with all of that in mind,
we gained resistance to fire for practically a day.
Dang it! And fire point after tomorrow is like myself. Interesting how you guys go to the elemental plane. You guys can go back to town. There might be something back in town.
This is cool. This is cool.
Yeah, this is actually a solid ability.
I'm trying to think of a scenario where I don't know how many monsters actually have immunities to damage type early game. Specifically for early game, that's not.
Don't focus on early game. Don't focus. Remember, this is an ability you get to have for the entire game.
Right, this is for the entire game. I'm just saying when we first get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, flavor blast.
You can make other creatures smell delicious. Once per turn, when a creature fails a saving throw against a spell that you cast, you can cause the target to smell and taste like delectable food from. It can resemble any food of your choosing, from freshly baked bread to grilled meat. While the target smells this way, the attack's made to bite the creature attack with a teeth at advantage, and the target has disadvantage on constant standards it makes to maintain concentration. Additionally, creatures of intelligence 3 or lower can't distinguish the target from the smell and react accordingly. Most creatures can distinguish the target from the odor after dealing damage to it.
So
this ability is weird because it's only good if you have party members that can capitalize on it.
I mean, okay, if you're fighting specifically, I would say beasts, because beasts tend to not have that high of intelligence.
You're right.
You'll cause fucking chaos.
Yes, but 6th level, you might not be. I don't think you're doing that often.
Right, I know.
And then lies the issue.
It's cool. I'll give it.
It's
cool.
Okay, but
and
I will say that
concentration checks. I mean,
that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disadvantage concentration checks, and if you have the right party comp, you're really helpful. I will say this.
Question.
If this was.
So, is this once returned when a creature fails a saving throw?
Against a spell that you cast?
Yeah, from a spell that we cast at first level or higher, or from first level or higher.
Uh-huh.
My question is, with the order of operations, like let's say I cast Fireball and a
Yep.
spellcaster got hit.
Yep.
Uh, they're concentrating on something. Would this very instance of damage be counted for the disadvantage, or would it be anything after this?
That's a good point, and I have an answer for you.
Okay.
You fail the saving throw before the damage hits, meaning this triggers before the damage hits.
Ah, okay.
So I want to get my final thought on this feature before we move on to the next feature.
Yeah.
If the second level feature wasn't as good as it was, I would be super down on this. But because the second level feature is already actually really, really good, I don't mind that this is kind of shit.
Okay, here's something you could do.
Alright. Okay.
So it says most creatures can distinguish a target from the odor after dealing damage to it. So
Yeah.
maybe that means that we could target that person with another save and re-trigger a new effect, which would mean that they might have to attack that creature again. Well, not have to, but you know what I mean.
You invented words.
What?
It's additionally creatures of intelligence or lower can't distinguish the target from the smell and react accordingly. Most creatures can distinguish the target from the odor after dealing damage from it to it.
Right.
So there's no save here. That basically means that unless the DM is being super, the most basically gives me out to say, you know what, they're still stupid, but unless they have some reason to attack their allies in anyways, odds are the creatures are going to stop attacking after one hit.
Okay.
That's what it means. Let's move on.
Now we have bottomless.
You can cast the spell Hero's Feast once creating enough food for one creature without using a spell slot or material component. At 11th level, you can create enough food for 5. What a waste!
Okay.
Sorry.
Please. Here's the thing. I understand actually why they did this. And I'll tell you why.
It's because they don't get anything at 11th level, and that's when you normally get Hero's Feast.
Exactly.
No, I get why. Here's the thing. I wouldn't get on their case for giving this subclass Hero's Feast proper a level early. It seems so silly to get something and then immediately change to 11th level.
I agree it's silly. But
so
it
I'm
sense.
Gonna say DM's fiat here. DM's fiat. I am going to say 10th level, you already get the 5 creature.
Okay. You know, I understand why they did this.
Which I do want to point out, 5 creatures is still less than Hero's Feast naturally gives you.
Is it? Wait, how much does
Hero's
Feast normally give you?
12.
You're right.
Yeah. So it's already given.
But also,
so I think
up the fact that in a normal party scenario, you're not going to have 12 different player characters.
I know. Yes, you're correct. 5 already covers everybody.
Right.
My point in saying all this is, I think this is silly for this 10th immediately upgrade bullshit. Especially this is once per. Although I would say Hero's Feast once per day is all you really need.
I mean, I know.
As soon as you get that, you're Hero's Feasting every day.
Literally, it's that, and you get it for free. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, no, of course.
For those that don't know, Hero's Feast costs, what is it, 1,000 gold chalice?
A lot.
So, damn.
All right.
Okay, what do we got? Last one.
You can use your action to summon one large-sized, disembodied mouth with magical force. Oh, this actually combines with your 6th level feature potential, depending on what this does. You're supposed to bite it because, the mouth uses your spell type modifier, and it. Okay. This is okay.
We get a summon.
You can use your bonus action to command it to swallow its target. Oh, swallowing it. Okay.
Ooh.
Implying restraint takes an essence. The creature can use its action to make a strength saving throw. Easy. Once you saw this mouth, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. It's okay.
So we get a summon cap. The
yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna say this is our only good wizard.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the best so far.
It's the best wizard, absolutely. It's unfortunate that
Now,
you know.
can we land on a high note?
Probably not,
Can we
judging by
land on
how
a
it's
high
gone
note,
so
please?
far.
All right, let's go to sleep, everybody.
Honk
When you
honk
select the school at second level, while you are asleep, you can move around freely.
Oh.
Must navigate from memory. Additionally, you can copy spells to your spellbook while asleep.
That? Okay, copying spells while asleep. That is actually big.
Also, you get the sleep spell.
Of course, that makes sense.
Whenever you it's improved. The total number of hit points effective is equal to double the number rolled on the dice. That's actually really good.
Double.
Radius is
that
up.
could be high.
And you can choose the order which creatures are affected by the sleep spell you cast.
Okay.
Honestly, pretty good.
That is really good. And wow. Okay.
I will say pretty good, but this is not unlike the last time where I'm like, this is enough to carry the entire subclass. This is not enough to carry the entire subclass.
Yeah, this is enough to carry the entire subclass, but hey, cool.
But beginning at 6th level, by performing a repetitive action for 1 minute, you can hypnotize a willing or unconscious creature within 60 feet that can see or hear you.
Okay.
Other spells and effects that charm the creature or influence it might have no effect. Well, if you choose, you can cause the creature to repeat something against the effects and an effect. Wait, what? That's weird. Oh, have no effect while the. Oh, okay. Cause memories, including memories that have been magically altered or suppressed, will hypnotize the creature. Will truthfully answer any questions you pose. Lastly, you specify a single command word. If you hear the command word while it is hypnotized, it immediately performs a single action or repeats a short phrase that you specify. Will performs action or speaks the effect spell would compel the. Remains hypnotized for you by. Okay. Is there a once more thing here? Oh boy. So here's the deal.
I think we're gonna need a scenario time because I'm struggling a little how this
I'm
works.
lost.
Okay. All right. Before we get to a scenario, you know what? Yeah, we'll get to a scenario. That's
Okay.
fine. All right. So. All right. You have knocked this bandit unconscious, and you are using your mesmerize ability.
Yep, I'm using mesmerize. Pocket watch.
All right. So, is there anything you'd like to ask it? It'll answer anything truthfully, even where its mind was altered.
Where is the location of your base?
Well, I think it's in the cave, but it's actually on the mountain in the sky.
Okay.
Let's fast forward a bit.
Okay.
Now, is there anything you would like to make it do on a trigger phrase?
I would like it. I would like it to attack its own allies if I say the word banana.
Understood. The second use of this is that you plant it on your allies so that they can still be okay if they get charmed. And I'm going to say this.
Wait. Say that again?
Yeah, exactly what I said. It counteracts charm. It's anti-charm magic.
So I basically charm this guy and then apply a no charm condition basically to an ally?
Well, no. If you use it on an ally, you apply a no charm condition.
Oh, okay.
Which basically is, let me get the exact wording. You can specify a single command word to be embedded in the creature's subconscious for up to 24 hours. The first time they hear the command word, while it isn't hypnotized, it immediately performs a single action or repeats a certain phrase that you specified while the creature was hypnotized. It performs this action even if the effects of a spell would compel them to act otherwise.
Okay, so
Here's my issue. This is too good. This is too strong. It basically means if you have this ability, there is no reason for me to ever alter any NPC's memories because you will just be able to ask them. However, I would be willing to allow this if we said once per long rest.
okay.
Long, not short.
Yep.
You add the spell dream team if it's not right. When you cast the spell, the messenger may jump between up to 12 creatures, each make with any and all of them. They can only appear monstrous to one of the target's however the owns it. That's a disappointing 10th level feature.
I'll be honest. I only have seen. Actually, was it Dream? That was the Red
Yes.
Witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've only ever seen that spell once, and it was that. But that might be just our table.
It is art. I don't know. 40th level, you can give creatures that you start sleep terrible. Let's start the creatures to make a creature 3d6. Eh.
There isn't a limit on how many times you could do it.
That's
It's
true.
disappointing,
This subclass,
but
I can't even say approve without thought because that 6th level ability is way too strong that I had to make a stipulation. But I'll say approve, but this ability sucks. Also,
actually,
6th level ability is once
hold on. No. This last feature is worse, and here's why.
can't reduce below
No,
1.
no, it's not reduced below 1. Unless, does it say anything about? Okay, it does.
This
Never
damage
mind.
can't wake a creature up. Yeah,
I was like, wait, sleep
I
triggers
think
based off of damage, not an attack.
so. Yes. So
Okay.
to explain, just to put a bow on it. 5 out of 6 wizard subclasses that we looked at today sucked. I will say the one that was good was really good.
Like a 5-course, would you give it a 5-star meal?
God damn it, Ross.
No, the one that was good was really, really, really good. It is a shame the rest were just so awful that I don't even care.
Yeah, wow, the magic missile one still has me. Like what? Like it's like
Yeah.
do 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 do.
I don't want to leave on this positive note, but yeah.
Hey,
Hey, look,
what?
play the gastronomy. If you're getting this book, play the gastronomy wizard.
I mean,
You'll
maybe
love
your
it.
DM will allow
It's
the
fun.
other ones.
I mean, always
Maybe.
ask your own DMs, but
Right.
my issue is not what I banned. I only banned one thing. It's that the rest just suck.
No, there were 2 bans:
Right, there were 2 bans. You're right.
Chronomancy and Magic Missile.
Yeah, and Chronomancy is because one feature just like the whole thing sucks. That one feature is like just bad. It's not even good. It's bad.
Yeah, I think Wizard takes it for being the worst.
We
in the
need
book? No.
Well, yeah. The only way to like go below Wizard now is with 6 out of 6 sucks.
That or we get
Oh.
3 bans.
Ooh, 3 bans might be good. All right, well that's this video.
3 bans might be good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, stay tuned for more. Bye bye.